game should be on your screen very shortly. I hope. Perhaps. Maybe. There we go. We are playing Cipher Zero. Exclamation mark key in the chat, if anybody would. Because I have been given a review key for this. Full disclaimer, as is required at the start of the stream. Why is that command not working? Amazing. It's not working. Let me go find out why. Oh, here's why. There we go. Try again. Try again. That's my bad. Try again. With key or key. There you go. So yes, it's a minimalist grid-based puzzle game with a bunch of rules to learn. If you've ever played The Witness, that is my first thought. Is that you get given puzzles and you're not told how they work and you have to infer them from the rules as you go along. But I think there's a lot less walking around an island involved. And a lot less pretension, shall we say. Let's press the button. See what it says. We shall go to play, because I've already played around with the settings and made it comfy. I'm now blind. You'll be delighted to know. I don't know if it's narrated or if it's all just visuals or what. We'll see. Was that my boat? Look at the pretty trees. Lake. Let us go to the lake. So, from what I understand, there are two things to do in this game. You either turn a tile on or turn a tile off. That's technically on-off is one thing. And then check whether you're right or not. Submit solution. And then you have to figure out what the glyphs and stuff mean as we go along. Obviously, the first puzzle is learn how to turn it on. I'm guessing these both need to be on. It's going to start off relatively simple, I hope, and then get brain-numbingly difficult. This reminds me of Picross. Is this just on here? Because it's one there and then it's one in this line. Yes. How does one turn on a tile? By talking to it really, really nicely. There are little Triforces. I'm actually kind of reminded of Deus Ex. The Deus Ex universe. Yes, ask Date Everything. Date Everything was fun. So this is 2 now. This is going well. This is going well. The grid's going to get bigger? Yes, they are. Are you guys following what's going on in these puzzles so far, at least? This is now a 2, and these say 1 in this side and 1 in this side. So that's 1 here, makes 2 in the row. It's starting off sedate, and I'm expecting it to get more complicated, and also to start mixing rules and all of that kind of thing. We shall see, though. So, 2 in this row, 1 here. Oh, can I? Kind of, it tilts when I'm in different places on the grid. Is that 2 here, 1 here, and 1 here? I feel like I need to get one wrong just to see what it looks like. So this is 2 here. I'm guessing it's supposed to be here. I'm going to deliberately get it wrong just to see what happens. So if you are wrong, it resets the grid. It tells you where you are wrong. It does feel a bit like Minesweeper, actually. You're not wrong. You make a very fair point. So 2 here, which means 1 here, which means 1 here. Also Picross at this point. Oh god, so yeah, now we're going to start getting complicated. There has to be 2 here. There can't be 1 there and 1 there. 1 already in that row. 1 here. And 1. Lovely. Button press Sudoku. A little bit. A little bit. 2 in this row. One in this row. So like that. No. Oh, because this row is connected to this. That's connected to that. Means it has to go there. So what that's taught me is even if there isn't something on the grid, it still applies to the full column. So that is 3. Let's go 1 here, 1 here. Because then there are 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. It's got a very satisfying clickiness to it when you put the solutions in. 3 along here, 1 there, which means this one can't be on. This one can't be on because it's got 1, so it's going to be that one. That noise, that's a really satisfying noise. Okay then. So 3 here, 3 here. That already has 1, which means it can't have any more. That needs another 1. That needs 1. Needs another 1. Can't all be in this column. Doesn't matter what's in this column. Does that work? It does work. We made it to the boat. Do we continue? We've made it from the boat. We're now going on the train. Few things are happening. I feel like this should be on. No. Do they need to be separated? No. Interesting. These both need to be on. Tasty, tasty bits. Yes, let's take some tablets. One of my wheels is empty. I need to refill it. Yes. Exclamation mark tablets in the chat. If you need to take your tablets, now is a good time. Or at least remember for later. Today we have Pepsi Max Cherry. Because why not? Okay, so... Oh, that's my chair clicking. Do they have to be connected? Does it all need to be on? I think we have to connect them up to each other. So I'm just going to click my chair back. So you have to make a path from one to the other. So what happens if there's more than one? I'm waiting for there to be multiple runs. Or is this teaching me this and then it's going to put the other glyphs back in and say, now you can only put this many in each column and stuff? Literally what I just said. So, whilst that is a solution for the squares, it's not a solution for this because it's got 3 in the column, not 1. Let's do that. Learn new thing, combine with previous thing. That has to have 2 in it. Here's the thing, does it matter if it's point to point or not? It does. It does. So we have to go that way around. The myriad of rules. I mean, here's 2. There's 2 rules in my myriad. I just didn't want to use the word endless when I described it, because it's not endless, is it?
I'll need a moment to acquaint myself with the controls.
Exactly. Let's go this way. Yeah. I think this is going to be one of those games as well. If I get stuck, I will open things out to the floor. But now is not that point yet. So if I do that, does that count? No, so even though I made that into a path all the way around, because it's not a single line path, it doesn't count. What if I do that? This is my thinking pose, by the way. Like... Actually, to be fair, this is my thinking pose. As shown on the emote. So this can only have one, which means I can only go across it like that. Can I do that? I don't know how well you can hear this noise. The noise it makes when it clicks on is very satisfying. Flag tile? Oh, interesting. I can flag it in multiple colours as well. Why would I want to flag the tile? That's obviously one. That seems viable. You've got 1, 2, 3. Well, oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Not viable. Can't do that. I feel like that will be it though. It's got to come round in itself. That's got 3. Hang on. What if I do that instead? That's got 3, that's got 3, that's got 3, that's got 2. Nailed it. A telescope. And I'm going to cross the buoys. The buoys. Huh. Means you can't go there, there, or there. Does it matter that these aren't joined together? I don't think it does. So long as the grid conforms to the rules, it's fine. So the two rules don't have to link together directly. They can be separate things as long as they both apply. Yes, I am aware I just did this. Is that not just that? It is. I don't know how else to talk about this game is the only problem. It's like, what else do I tell you? What can I tell you? Exclamation mark key and go look at the Steam page, I guess. Okay, we now know this. Yeah. But then when I do the puzzles, I'm just repeating it as a thing. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to be like, these have to be in clusters of X number each time. Or something like that. So if I go this way, that joins them up. Can I then do that? That has two, that has two, that has two, that has two, and it's going to line. Yes. Yes, I can. That seems really obvious, and I was like, this can't be right. We know they have to be on. I guess we do that. Yes. Oh, hang on a second. See, that applies to this and the snake and this and this and this, but not this. I could put one here, but I can't put one anywhere else. What a pretty pattern. It's getting them to join up is the difficult bit. What a pretty fire. What a pretty fire. Powerful fire demon called Cipher. Blah. I believe is the quote. Right, in order for this to connect to this three has to be separate. Make all your bacon burn, exactly. Unless it goes round that way instead. Oh, can I do that? Does that work? 2, 2, 3, 2. This is connected to that. Lovely. Wait, later when I mess with a puzzle, I might shout piss beans. Piss beans is your thing, lad. We've added it as a quote. It is yours. We have completed the lake. Let us head to the next biome. Exciting. New rules ahoy. We're in the farmland now. There is no quote for beans, but there is a command for beans. Wow. Turn that one on then. It's green. How exciting. Oh. Oh, okay. So I think the dot means this column or this row should be turned on. I think that's what I get from that. Oh. A row or column attached to the dot must be turned on, but only one. I see. And then it's brought the 1 back from the previous level. So yeah, as long as it's connected to 1 switched on, and I guess the other ones, any other one can be turned off. You were saying there might be more than one way to solve a puzzle. I didn't press the button, but that's one solution, right? Is that also a solution? There you go. Some of them can be solved more than one way. Right. That's got 1, that's got 1. Oh, this has to have 2 in it, which means it has to be those 2. This to be turned on. Can't wait for this dot to become 2 dots, and subsequently 3 dots. So one of these has to be turned on, which means neither of those can be turned on. Which means both of those are turned on, which means neither of those are turned on. That one is, and that one isn't. Being able to mark them is quite useful as well. So one of these has to be turned on, which means this can't be turned on. Because only one of them is on, which means they're on. That can't be turned on, and that can't be turned on, which means that is on, and that is on. This one, and this one? And also, for that one, the reverse is also true. You could turn all the on ones off and all the off ones on, and that'd still work, because it's symmetrical. Okay then. So, this one cannot be on, because if this is on, and then one of these two and one of these two has to be on, that's too many that are on. Therefore, this must be off. This one is on. These two are off, which means these two are on. We are getting somewhat complicated now already. So, if one of these is on, the other one can't be on. Then I can't just do that. Maybe that, and then those two? Yes. Yes, indeed. I fear I might be reaching the point where my brain doesn't know how to deal with what's going on anymore, because I've got to learn too many rules now. I should probably start writing down what the things do. Ah, yes, so 2 dots. They must both be on. So they must both be on, and they are both on. That's fine, because this has just got 1 on. Yes, I'm gonna open a notepad and make some notes as to what things do. So let's call the first glyph numerals. Lights in row or column. What was after that? So there was diamonds need path between, and then we've had dots, which are these. Adjacent squares lit up. It's already forgotten rules. That is just 3. There's only been 3, hasn't there, so far? There's the numbers, the diamonds, and the dots. I think that is it so far. Right. So one of these has to be turned on, which means only one of these can be turned on. But if one of these is on, and then one of these has to be on, that means that can't be on. Which means these two have to be on. That can't be on, which means that's on. Also, I don't anticipate anybody to follow my ramblings. Just go with it, and if it's right, it's right. 3 dots, you say? I also like how it lights up every single, like, thing to be like, yeah, all of these are right and this one is wrong. So only one of these can be on, which means this has to be on. That can't be on, that can't be on, which means that one has to be on. The 2 little eyes, the 2 dots look like little eyes as well. Like each puzzle. It's like, this is just a dude being like, Heh. Just 2 eyes staring into the void. So only one of these can be turned on. Means this has to be turned on. And so I think it's this one and this one. Yes. Okay. So of these 2, only one can be turned on, which means this has to be turned on. Which means that is not on. Which means this is on. That's irrelevant for anything else that's happening. This one and this one would make sense. Yeah, don't forget to pay your taxes. That's what I think everybody has. Right. I'm gonna go with these down the middle. And then this one here and this one here, I think, works. Oh no, because it could be this one and this one. So that's got 2, that's got 2, that's got 1, that's got 1. This has 3, this has 3, these have 2. There you go. Your head hurts, you must need tea. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. I have tea, I'm just waiting for it to cool down. My brain now hurts. Not really sure where to start with this one. I guess we start by trying something out. Oh, hang on. So this has 3 on it, which means and only one of these ones can be turned on because of this. I've just realised you can't see my mouse. I'm trying to show you things and you can't see it. Why did nobody mention that? So yeah, this one here, this does 3. Which means 3 of these need to be turned on, but only 1 of these 2 can be turned on. Which means the other 2 have to go here and here. You have mango iced tea. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because on the one hand, I really like mango. On the other hand, don't like iced tea. Oh, the squares light up when I point them. Oh, that's true, they do, don't they? Yeah, they do that. It doesn't really matter as much. So, but when I was trying to indicate something that's not on the grid, it's not obvious. Oh, hang on, so if only one of these can be turned on, but one of these has to be turned on, that means that one can't be turned on. So this one has to be on because of this. That now means they can't be turned on. Which means that is on, which means they can't be turned on, which means that is on, which means that can't be turned on, which that is on. Once you make a star, everything slots in after itself, which is nice. Tractor. What's happening here? Oh. The dot is now on a grid. So it's on a square itself. What does that mean? Does it still apply? The rules still apply to the dots despite being on a grid square. So that's wrong, because I've not lit one up that's next to it. That's right. The rules still apply to the dot. They're just... They are also clickable. I'm guessing there's going to be some overlap in a bit. Because can I turn that one on and still have the rules apply? So dots, adjacent squares lit up, not itself. Oh, that's my bad. Putting them on the grid is completely thrown me. Can I do that? So it's one in this column, one in this column, one in this row, and also one adjacent to the dot is here, and 2 adjacent to these dots. So you can turn on the dots, and it only counts to a. It doesn't count as turning the dots on, but it does count towards adding to them. Words are hard, but I think you know what I mean. I'm baffled by putting them on the grid. In the grid, whatever. So it's like putting this one on counts towards the 3, but it doesn't count towards the one that's turned on, but it does count towards this one as well. But if I put this one on, it doesn't count towards the 3, but it does count for that one and this one. So it's just multiple layers on top of each other. As long as the rules are right for all of them, it counts. Equally, stop this immediately. That has one. 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 And there is one in this column and one in this column. It might fire power wash, yeah. Understandable. They count for each other. They count for each other. Ah, this has 2. They both have 2 now. Does that work? Nope. Let's switch from Pepsi to tea. Let's see if it helps my brain. I think I understand what's going on. But I'm not 100% sure. You have located tea and pasta, not in the same bowl, I hope. Caffeinated pasta. Imagine. TC Loves Games is here. Hello, TC. How long have you been lurking and trying to figure out what the hell's going on? Welcome to the witness, in effect. You have no idea where the last hour went. About a minute, that's fair enough. Right. Gonna catch TC up here, and she's gonna not follow any of it. Are you ready? We'll start with the simple things. This is a grid. You can turn the lights on and off. That's part 1. Each symbol has its own rules. So, at the minute, on this grid, we have the 1's numerals mean 1 in this column, and the 2's mean 2. That's like Picross. Picross, right? Each of the white dots must have 1 and 1 only adjacent light switched on, which you can also turn on the squares that the dots are on. So if I turn this one on, this dot here still doesn't have an adjacent light, but this one does. But if I do that, it's now got 2 adjacent lights, and that's wrong. Basically, turn lights on and off, follow the rules. And there's also a third glyph icon, whatever you want to call it, that's not currently in play, which is a diamond that is filled and a diamond that is empty, and you have to form a path of lights between one and the other. And I'm stuck. I'm stuck on this one. Each one of these needs 1 adjacent light. So if I did that, can't put 1 there and 1 there, but all of these have got lights. I can't double mark them, that's annoying. But then if I did that, I can't put this one on or this one on. I can't put that one on. put that one on. No, it can't go in the middle. It can't go in the middle. Because if it goes in the middle, I can't put another one on. I like this one. Well, I can put one there. But I can't put two on here, I don't think. No. This is what, level 4? Or so I'm in the second biome. Level 5 of the puzzles. And this is the first one I got stuck on. Has anybody in chat managed to figure this one out before I've done it? But you said thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, because you were also offered this key, and I'm just like, this is very me. But now my brain just started to bleed out of my ear. Let's try. I don't think I can put one here either. So is that and that? So now this has a light. 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 This has two. This has two. This has one. Actually, I think that might be it. Sorry, lad. Sorry. You had an idea, but I think I've beat you to it. There are 4 lights. So all of these need 2 on each. Well, that has to be on for this one to work. That has to be on for this to work. So that's correct. That's correct. This now has 1, 2. And this now has 2. Is it that? That looks more complicated than that one is. Whereas this one looks less complicated, but is complicated. The way to think about this one is viewing the layers as like each set of lights is its own layer, and it's quite yeah. How Star Trek. There are 9 lights. Man. Right, let's just go straight into this. Let's make this 3. But that can't be 3, because then this has 2. So this one has to be on. I think the same applies for this one. For the same reason. Although I've already forgotten what the reason is. What have I done there? Yeah, because I went there first. So for this one here, if those 3 are on and this one is off, then this one now fails. Which means this one has to be on. Then on the other side, if those ones are both on, then this fails, which means both of those have to be on. What have I just done? I confused myself. Only one of these can be on. If we're looking at this one here, only one of these two can be on because of this one. Which means both of those have to be on. And the same applies the opposite direction. Right. These have now got one each. They're good. I suppose they can only have one each. Because of the way they're rotated. Oh, I suppose let's turn either of those on. If I turn that one on, then this has two. If I turn this one on, that has two. These both have one each already, which means they have to be on. They cannot be on. Are they on for each other? There we go. I did it! We completed the farmland. I did not complete the farmland. I thought there were going to be 3 again. There's not. There's 4. There are 4 in this section. This is the pathway. TC. This is what I was referring to. So, you have to join them up like that, basically. But you then also have to follow the rules on this. But I can't then do that because the path doesn't terminate. They have to terminate at both ends. But I can do that. The reason I can do that is because it goes from A to B, and this one has 2 lights. Wait, no, not that. Not fun, that other thing. Basically, if anybody else comes in late now, I'm not explaining the game. You have to wait for the VOD. That one was easy, so I'm sure the next one will be hard. Right, that has to be on, and that has to be on. That means that cannot be on. Which means it can't go that way because we only have one. It has to go that way, so that's right. That's right. That cannot be on. That's right. Is that... It's not right in general, though, is it? It's not right in general. I think it's that, actually. Is this seat taken is more your level? Your brain is giving up. I suppose they kind of fall under the same category in a way. In that... Is this seat taken is like, this person wants to be doing this thing, but also not to be doing this thing. And they have to make sure all the people get to do the things they want. They're kind of really distant cousins. Which is kind of cool. I'm not entirely sure... Yeah, actually, yes I am. I was going to say, I'm not entirely sure, but I am sure. Definitely more comfy, yeah. This is more like The Witness. Is the seat taken reminds me of, is it Thank Goodness You're Here? Seems to have a similar humour. Speak of the devil. Lars' brain is back at Thank Goodness You're Here. Do they have to be on? One of these two has to be on, but they can't both be on because that would mean the path doesn't terminate. It means these two have to be on. Can I do that and then just fill those in over there? As long as a path is formed, the rest of it doesn't have to connect to it. Which means that can't be on. This one can't be on because this one is on automatically. Which I suppose means we go this way. That has 3. That also has 3. That's on, that's on. Are we passing through you? Like that? No, because it's only got 1 then. What if we do that though? Oh, because then that has 2. Can't pass through those. Go past them though. And that has 2. I don't think you can go there either. But it has 2 because of that. So this has 2. This has 2, so that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Still has 2. I don't think I can turn that one on then. What if I do that? This has 2. This has 1. This has 1. This has 1. This has 2. This has 2. Nice. Sure, we can't just do that, isn't it? Turns out I can just do that. I was expecting to have to pass through it all then. Very much trial and error now. They resolve each other. I can't get up here if I do that. Oh, okay, so because this can only have 2 turned on. Oh wait, that doesn't work as an idea. I was going to say this one or this one. Because I'm assuming I'm going this way. Then one of these can be turned on, which means they both have to be turned on. Don't think that's physically possible. Because I can't make a pathway to here if I do that. Means I don't think that one's on. one is on if I do that. If I do that. No, that's a mess. I don't know what I'm doing with this one. But if I take the trail to the right, only one of these can be turned on. Which means they would both be turned on. I could bring the trail away from that. If I went this way? I don't think that one can be turned on. Oh, hang on. I see it now. It's that. I think. 1, 2, 3. That's got 2. 1, 2, 3, and that's got 2. Games like this make you feel really dumb when you suddenly realise what you're meant to do. 4. That has to be there then. That's on and that's on. One of these two is on, one of these two is off. Can't take the path that way. Are we going right the way around the outside? We now have a 4, so they're guaranteed everything is on. And then it took it away from me again. Just stop that sentence. Dumb. Games like this make you feel dumb. I think they're going to be turned on for each other. Because if they weren't turned on for each other, you can't make a pathway. Maybe only one of them is turned on for the other. My brain. It's melting. Also, I forgot the salted caramel Rockies existed, by the way. See, so if these weren't switched on, then it'd have to be that way around. Because this would require 3 and this requires 3. And then how do you make a path? You can't. That fulfills this one but not this one, and I can't just do that. Don't think it'd like that. No. That doesn't work either. Oh, that might work. I just said you can't make a path. Yes, you can if you're not turned on. Because this one's not connected. It's fine. Just didn't see it. Right, only one of these two can be turned on, so that means they go there. Because if they were both turned on, the path doesn't terminate. So if we do that, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. The final puzzle isn't always the hardest one. Do we now continue to the next biome? So we've done the lake, we've done the farmland. Where are we going? Power station? Power plant, not power station. That's a band with Robert Palmer in it. What new wonderful things do we have? That's not a square. Oh, we go red. It goes red. Would you like a big old exclamation mark? Oh. Oh, it's a rectangle. Delightful. It's one light on or off, but that counts for two because it's double sized. I mean, I think I hate it. I think I hate it. You've just taken everything I understood about how grids work and ruined the grid. Rather than give me another glyph, you've ruined the grid for me. Tetrisma. So you can't put that one on because it's worth 2. This is what's going to destroy my brain. I mean, what is that? Come on. Come on now. Nice tune though. Sorry, I was just admiring the background here. I was thinking how the lettering here, hello train, looks like Tetris pieces. And the solution to the last puzzle was the Tetris pieces. That's still one adjacent tile. Despite it being lit on both sides, Bam. That's one adjacent tile. That's two, despite being lit on three sides. You didn't change the rules of the glyphs, you changed the rules of the grid, which, on the one hand, is genius. On the other hand, is, why would you do this to me? Also, my ears hurt. Ooh. Headphones are sitting funny. I think my headphones are sitting funny on my head because I've had my hair cut too short. And I can't... So the band is pulling slightly differently on my head. That, or it's just this has broken my brain. They all have three next to each other. And these have two. That doesn't help. How with that one and that one? Not turn this one on. I think that works. Red is an interesting choice here, though, because red is the sign of wrong. Of course, now they can be anywhere on the bloody grid as well, can't they? Which means every side of the piece now has adjacent parts. The train. Do you remember I said right at the beginning of this stream, I wonder whether I will actually play more of it after doing the review stream of it? I think I've found my answer. It's a no, but not because the game isn't good, but because my brain can't do it. Is it that? I've reached my... Messing with the grid has messed with my head. That's the problem. Does that work? It does. I'm looking at it just going, is this the solution? I have no way of knowing. But that means we're going to have clusters that are like... We could have like 7 on them. This could have 5 if it wanted. If I turn that one on, that means that's on, which means that's off. Is that it? No, because this doesn't have one. You can have that one. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, this has got 5 on it. Only one of these can be on, and only one of these can be on. Which means it's got to be that way around. It's a very satisfying noise when you get it right there. Starting to look like logos for teams in Wipeout, the racing game, for me. So you want 5? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 options. Only one of each of these can be on. Only one of these. But if I put that on, then that one can't be on, that one can't be on, that one can't be on, that one can't be on. That one can't be on, that one can't be on, that one can't be on. Everything but the middle ones, right? Which means I think the middle one can't be on itself. Means that has to be on, that has to be on. Oh, that has to be on, that has to be on. That's not on. That can't be on, which means that has to be on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then that has 2. And then that has 1. I can do it, I just have to really, really think about it. Right, so of these 3, one of these has to be off. That and that have to be on. That counts for 2 already over here. Yeah, one of these 2 has to be on, therefore that can't be on, that can't be on. And then this will need to be on. One of these can't be on. One of those. And only one of those. Only one of those. They're frustrating I can't double label them. It's teddy. Yeah. Stick with yellow. Don't know for certain that's going to be on. Oh, so one of these 2 has to be on. Which one? Right, let's go with... So, I know that's right, I know that's right. Let's go with this. Means this can't be on. This can't be on because I've now got 3 in here. Which doesn't work because this has to have 2 in. So, that's wrong. That's that one. That one isn't on. That one is on. That's not on. It's that one, and that one have to be on. That has to be on. Means that can't be on. 2, 3 there. Because that one's not on either. It already has 1. 2. But that's not right either, because I can't get 3 onto here. Oh, I can, because I can turn that one on. Try that. The winner is me. Hey, we built the power plant. And the signage on the way past. Oh, wait, there's more. Aw. So we've already established the rule that the diamonds have to join together. The full diamond and an empty diamond only have to join with each other. We only need pairs. East Midlands Parkway Station. So a filled diamond has to join up with an empty diamond, but other empty diamonds can be left unattended to. I don't know how to write that down, and I'm not going to bother. Actually, no, I do. Need path between 1 filled and 1 empty. If I do that, does that count? Oh, no, it has to be left in the void. The void. Oops, that doesn't work. I don't know what I was thinking there at all. I like that. It's come up saying, do you want to go check what you've learnt? I'm like, not really, but I'll go have a look. My plan here is to go to the bathroom. Have a ponder over this one while I'm gone. I'm not entirely sure. I return. I think you've seen this one. I think I do now. I've sat back down again. Now I've had a chance to walk away from it. I forgot that the two in the row don't have to touch each other. You were right on that one. Nice. What happens if I do that? If you put the other square on the grid, it doesn't count. But it doesn't matter if they're not joined together. When they start putting multiple ons and offs of the diamonds, they're going to have trouble. How can that have... You want me to go all the way around like that? Yes, you do. One. Okay, so you can't have that, that, and that. That one was that simple. It looked really complicated, but it wasn't. So that's on. It is very clever, and it does, like I say, it makes you feel clever. Sometimes, and other times it just makes you feel really, really stupid. Like right now. I don't think I can get to this one. Or can I? What happens if I then... There's no way for me to get to here. Because in order to get to there, I either have to do that, then it means I put 3. Or I can do that, which means I have to put 4. So it's not this one. Which makes me think it's going to be... that way. It's not that. Right. So I just want to see what happens if I put them on. Yeah, if you light them up, it doesn't matter whether they're on their own or not. The only way to get to there is if I do that. But then I can't put one here, and so it's not that one either. I don't think. I think it's this one. But then how do I get to that one? I don't see how it can be that one. do that. But then how do I then get 3 on here? Or I can do that, and then how do I get 3? And again, how do I get 3? Which I think it's not that one either. It's teaching me I can collect multiple ones. You've had an idea. Is it press quit and give up? Not yet. What if I go... Can't pass through that. Ah. That's so close. That is so close. Because I didn't click that one. It took me far too long to see again. Was that the idea? This is what I was waiting for. Do I now have to join up all possible routes at once without crossing each other? Oh man, I'm an idiot. I saw that one straight away and then put it in wrong. We know it can't go there, it has to go there. You have a little run of being like, that's how you do all of these, and then you go, hang on a minute, no it's not. Why would you do this to me? Why would you now put lights onto it as well? And then I guess in the next one, they're going to put weird grid shapes on it on top of that. That has to be there. It has to have 2. That then has 2. That then has 2. That then has 2. Very briefly, was flying. Not flying anymore. Gotta be one of them. If it's one, it can't be the other. Nice. Realize how many puzzles there are in this section as well, because this is a small bar. Easy one. That was an easy one. This is not an easy one. That's got to be on, which means you can't go there or there. Only one of these can be on. So like that, and then like that. No, because this now doesn't have any lights. Nailed it. Every so often I forget one of the rules is the squares do not have to be touching. Power on. Wait, there's more. Welcome to Misshapen Gridland. I did say this would happen, didn't I? Can't be that one. It has to be a clear line. There can be no offcuts. This is more like a maze, really. Maybe there can be offcuts, because I don't see how else to get there. Can I just not just do that? No, I didn't think I could. I think it does have to be a clear line. Yeah, I didn't think it was like that either, but I had to see. I had to see. How much brains are we going to have left after this? I mean, that implies I had brains in the first place, but I don't know. This piece here is what's putting me off. I'll just be like, turn it all on. That's a path. I don't see it. There has to be a route through. I just can't see where it joins up. If I go this way, I have to go this way, then this way. No, that's a dead end. Means it has to go this way. Less. How is this the one that's tripping me up? I don't see where I would go from there. Like... Shush. Shush. I don't know why I couldn't see it. This joining as being a corner. Oh, good. Now we have to turn the lights on. I couldn't see it because it turned off in its own square and everything else was straight. Okay. Putting lights in on top is not going to help me. You can get string to celebrate. Go you, go you. I don't think that's right. I don't think this is right. No. Can we do that instead? God damn it. Now I've lost this one here. I don't think this one can be turned on, which means that one has to be turned on. I don't think that physically... Oh, well, saying that though. What's that? It just wouldn't be that one. What? What did you not like there? Now it's not even doing the whole click, 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 click. It's just going, no, this one here is wrong. There we go. It was getting 4 around here was the difficult bit. And then, yeah, the next one after that is just like, yeah, done. Mental how this game works. But the external grid is actually quite useful. Can't wait for it to not be useful. Ah, I see you up there. Very sneaky game. Give me the same grid, but didn't put any dots on this top block. Everything but that one. No, that doesn't work instead, because I don't have a clean path, unless I make it a circle. Cannot make it a circle. I don't think I can go through them. But there's no way to get both sides turned on, so it can't be switched on. Means that is the only option. Oh, can I go that way around? Yes. What? What is happening? So if this already has one, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 additional options. Only one of these can be turned on, so that one and that one have to be on. And it can't be on itself. Which which means we're going right around the outside. Right, only one of these can be on, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way too many options. I was doing really well, and now I'm not. It's very much a case of, what have you learned? Well, none of that matters anymore. Oh, I know what I can tell though, and that's if I'm going this way or this way, this cannot be turned on. Whereas these two could, because I could end up doing that. This only has 3 around it. This only has 3 around it. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it that? It is that. This needs 5. I would be smug about that, but that was complete fluke. I didn't even count the squares. It's complete fluke. What the hell's going on here? Let's go with that. A winner is me. Am I winning? Yes, I'm winning. I have a new biome to go to shortly. We have a new biome to go to now. However, I think this is the point at which my brain's finished. We've arrived at the road. The road ahead is hard and long. And the journey is without ending. However, I feel like my brain's had enough of this. It's not a game to sit a marathon through, is it? I've enjoyed it. There's a lot going on. I am tempted to see if there's anything new when we go on to here. There is. There's a new thing. I'm not ready to deal with a new thing, so I'm not going to. I've really enjoyed it, but it is very much... My brain is now falling out of my ears, so I'm going to stop before it gets any worse. Exclamation mark key in the chat, if you will. This has been Cipher Zero, made by Zapdot. I recommend it. I recommend it, definitely. If you're into stuff like The Witness and Is the Seat Taken, and Picross and general logic puzzles, but be prepared to stare at the screen for a long time and be like, what on earth is going on? For the sake of the VOD, the purpose of the VOD, that is the end of the stream, and I will see you next time. Latest potatoes.